Graham McLaren, falling into success. Falling into success, Graham McLaren.
I stood in front of the audience in eager anticipation. I had just delivered the humorous speech that I prepared for this very contest. I invited my two closest friends, the ones who are always enthusiastic and encouraging, and I asked them to critique my comic masterpiece. As I looked forward to hearing what went well and suggestions for improvement, my friends looked at me and said, "That wasn't funny." I had just flopped terribly. I had fallen on my face in front of my friends. Has this ever happened to you? Flopology. It's the science of falling into success. Research shows that 100% of people will fail some or many times in their lives. And a very large percentage of those people will spend a very large amount of time trying to avoid those failures. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests and dignitaries, I was one of those people, avoiding failure at all costs until the day that I stumbled over the theory of falling into success. As a child, I was a flopper. It's common amongst young children, and the symptoms included a voluntary loss of muscle control and coordination, frequently leading the child to flop to the ground. Unlike other children, however, I didn't grow out of this tendency, and by the time I was a teenager, I had a well-developed case of floppytosis. Now, as a teenager, I loved the game of basketball, so I tried out for the high school team. The tryouts were grueling, but I was certain that my talent sparkled and that I was a shoo-in for the team. So you can imagine my surprise when the coach took me aside and said, "McLaren, you are terrible at basketball. You can't shoot, you can't pass, you can't block. But you have a gift. The way you flop to the ground and make it look like someone knocked you over, it's pure gold." So I made the team. I was the flopper. When the other team's hot shooter had 4 fouls, the coach would send me in, I'd fall down, the whistle would blow, and that player would be out of the game with 5 fouls. If we needed to stop the clock, I fell down. If we really needed the extra points, I pretended to be so hurt that somebody else had to shoot the free throws for me. I was a star, and my team soared to victory. The research shows that some people, some of the time, perhaps some of the people in this room, if they embrace their failings, it can lead to them falling into success. As a flopper, my favorite childhood game was called Ditch It. The rules are simple. If you saw or heard somebody approaching, you dove out of sight and tried to remain hidden as they passed. Well, I have a confession to make. I still play this game. And a few years ago, I ditched it big time. I was walking down the road in the evening and I saw the headlights of a car just about to come around the curve, so I dove. Immediately after this, I remembered I was crossing a bridge. As I flew horizontally, I thought to myself, "Graham, there is a reason why people look before they leap." Now, the bridge was short, the sand was soft, and I landed safely. And the research shows that most of the people in this room will take a blind leap at times in their lives. And some of those times, they'll land the fall without a scratch. As I lay there on the sand, I was struck by a lightning bolt of inspiration. Instantly, I knew my future. I was going to be a stuntman! Okay, that didn't go so well. I still remember the fall that ended my short-lived career. I lay there, flat on my back, unable to breathe or speak to the growing crowd of concerned faces. And in the agonizing silence, I had a new thought. Graham, you love to throw yourself on the ground, but you're terrified of failing in life. Who knows what you might achieve if you only took the risk? And so I vowed from that day forward, as soon as I healed, that I would take the blind leap of falling in my own life. The reality is that 0% of the people who fall into success can do it without flopping. The science of flopology says that there are 3 ways to fall into success. 1, you can embrace your failings and use it to fuel your achievements. 2, if you take a blind leap at times in your life, sometimes you'll land it perfectly. And 3, if you try and fail and try again, you might just fall closer to your goals. So as soon as I healed and I could speak again, I did the scariest thing I could think of. I joined Toastmasters. And then I signed up for a humorous speech contest. I practiced in front of my friends and I fell down hard. But I got back up and I learned what I could. And I tried again. My friends, if I have fallen on my face today, then I know I am one fail closer to funny. And next time, you might see me falling into success.